Hello and welcome back to Second Take Movies, a podcast where we give movies a second look, second chance, a second take, if you will. I'm your host, Preston Jenkinson, and joining me, as always, it's my co-host, Jake Twito.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yo-ho.
Yo-ho and a bottle of rum.
More garbage parrots. Garbage parrots.
This one's better.
Dude, I could not follow this movie. I
Very
fell
long.
asleep like 30 times. I would look up on the screen and go, what's going on? Just what's happening?
What?
Yeah. Too much.
It's long and
Yeah.
looks good.
Yeah, it looked good. I've got to say it's a non-rewarding movie. When you finish it, it's just like,
Huh.
Okay, cool. I'm glad this was the most expensive film ever made at the time.
Oh, yeah.
300 mil, I think. Which, that's more than the budget of all three Lord of the Rings movies combined.
Yep.
And when you put it in that frame, this movie sucks.
And then Avatar came out a couple years later and was like $350.
Yeah, I think why am I not knowing that guy's name?
James Cameron.
James Cameron, yeah, he's Davy Jones. He's just trying to find his heart at the bottom of the ocean somewhere. He's not finding it.
He makes great movies.
Yeah, but his heart, that's what they say. It's in the locker, my boy.
Whatever he needs to keep cranking out good stuff, you know.
Cocaine.
It's that probably. It's probably true. Story of Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End. Will Turner, Elizabeth Swann, Hector Barbosa, and the crew of the Black Pearl try to rescue Jack from Davy Jones' locker and prepare to fight Lord Cutler Beckett, who controls Davy Jones and the Flying Dutchman.
Yeah, okay. I think that happened. pretty sure that happened, yeah.
Yeah, because he got swallowed up by the Kraken last movie, and I think the problem with these two sequels is they introduce so much like lore that they had not planned on.
No.
And they have to cram it into these movies.
Yeah. It's just like it's a stuffed bag, man.
Yeah.
And the seams are ripping.
Yeah. Positive review. Michael Wilmington from Chicago Tribune. The most visually spectacular, action-packed, and surreal of the adventures of Captain Jack Sparrow. Which I wouldn't consider him the main character.
No, he's in this for like 2 minutes, I feel like.
Well, even of this entire series, he's not even the main character.
And I would have preferred it if he was, because I think he's by far the most interesting character of the entire thing.
It's Will and Elizabeth's story.
Snooze. Elizabeth, all of a sudden I'm a pirate warlord and I'm the captain.
She bucks a lot of the trends of the swashbuckling movie heroine and
put that dame in the daggum hold, son.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? Come on.
Michael
Winslow.
No, Michael Schragow of the Baltimore Sun with our negative review. A movie made at wit's end. There are 4 or 5 authentic laughs in the whole 170-minute extravaganza.
Yeah. It's a lot of cheap laughs.
Yeah.
They introduced a second pair of numbnuts in this. Like, you've got the original, like, what's the trip I'm looking for?
You're like Timon and Pumbaa character.
Yeah. What's the actual theater?
Oh, Rosencrantz and Guildenstern.
Yeah, you get a second pair of those in this movie.
Well, they were there all along. Like, they were
Were they?
They were you remember they're the 2 guys that we meet in the first movie that were guarding the boat.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
They didn't have a huge role in the second movie, but yeah, they're in this one and they turn pirate.
Yeah, that was hilarious. I did appreciate that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna change my clothes. Woo, we're here the whole time.
We've lost. Oh, let's change real quick. We're not seamen.
Nope.
Oh, I was gonna laugh.
Pause. Moment of silence. Didn't say anything. We're
There you
good.
go. That's why I hesitated, but I was like, I'm gonna say it
Oh,
anyway.
yep.
So we start. Everyone's getting hung for being a pirate, and they start to sing. And Cutler Beckett's like, "Yay!"
You all gonna die. All y'all gonna die.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna die anyway. Kind of like the song. It's
Hoist the colors.
pretty good. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like a good motivational song, I guess. I don't know.
It's the Hans original.
Of course it is.
Yep. Boy, keeping my dream alive.
From there, we go to Elizabeth Swan in Singapore,
Singapore.
where she's floating along singing that song as well. And comes up on some Singaporean pirates. I don't know what you call people from Singapore, but
Porians.
Singaporeans.
Porian.
And wouldn't you know it, our old friend Hector Barbosa is with her.
Oh, Hector Barbosa.
I think he's my favorite part of all these movies, even though he's only in two of them.
Yeah, he's pretty solid.
He's
him and I could watch a movie just him and Jack.
Jeffrey Rush is like having the time of his life.
Yeah, that dude's loving it, dude.
Yeah. They're going to meet Sao Fang, played by Chow Yun-fat. They go in there. There's a funny sequence where they ask Elizabeth to take out all her guns.
She takes one out of her hoo-ha.
That's it.
Where did that thing come from?
That's the implication.
The butthole never ends, apparently.
There's an implication where she gets head at the end of the movie, so you know.
What is it? Disney? What are we doing here?
This is very horny for a PG-13 movie, I tell you that.
Yeah. Really getting my... Okay. Yeah. I wish you could see my notes right now. I have a picture of Calypso. I'm just going to send you. I know this came from. I'll just put this in the chat for later for you to stumble upon. You said it's a really horny movie. And this is what I'm looking
I'm scared to click on this link. It's just
it's okay.
It's just a link to the Wikipedia.
Yeah, look at that picture. I got problems. Don't worry about it. So she pulls out a full-on shotgun out of her snatch.
Yeah. I don't like the upskirt joke. That's not, this. It's kind of. Not only is it kind of played out, but like for such like a strong female character for us to do it, it's like, all right.
Yeah, I thought the whole movie I kept being like, that girl's, a little weird.
Yeah.
Just.
But anyway.
Yep.
Sao Fang they apparently attempted to steal these charts, whatever they are, previously because they caught Will Turner trying to do it, and he's being held captive in this bathhouse. And
also, Jack Sparrow has never decided to find a successor.
Yes, because this is the expedition dump of the movie that there's 9 pirate lords. For some reason, Jack was one of them. And he has one of the 9 pieces of 8, which I don't understand. And it makes no sense.
No. No.
So, yeah. Didn't pass along a successor, blah, blah, blah. That's why we need to get to the land of the dead to bring Jack back.
But all them jokers show up was that Shipwreck Cove?
Yes.
That's the name, yeah. And that's where Keith Richards shows up as well.
Mm-hmm.
We're all a bunch of dirty pirates. Jack Sparrow's friends are showing up now. Mm-hmm. I mean, Johnny Depp's friends are showing up now.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sao Fang sees someone's tattoo melting or getting washed off in the bath. And one of the dumbest questions is asked. It's like, he's not with you. He's not with us. Who's he with? Who the fuck else you think he's with?
Shoot. Yeah. Ask the pirate. Shoot. I mean,
it's the Navy. Who else would it be? Or or I don't know who's the real antagonist. Is it the Navy or the East India Trading Company. Doesn't make
This,
sense.
this is a movie of no protagonist and no antagonist. They're all both.
Yeah,
Every single person is both.
because everybody cut and deal. Because all of a sudden, Will, after this little skirmish, Will talks to one of I don't know what to call him, but like the security guy for Cutler Beckett, the security guy sees him make a deal with Sao Fang.
Yeah.
And so they have a crew and a ship, and they're off to the land of the dead to bring back Jack Sparrow with this magical chart. Something.
Deus Ex Machina chart.
Yeah, that you just rotate around until it lines up perfectly, and then that's how you get your directions. So they sail from there to somewhere that's freezing cold. I don't know a good geography of the world to know where Singapore is, but this is also a movie where we have a talking octopus head guy and
oh, real. I
hammerhead.
think you're looking for Utah is the answer.
Ah,
because that's where they filmed all of the Davy Jones locker scenes. Is
in Utah? There's a beach.
Utah.
But there's a beach.
Everything that's Davy Jones locker is in Utah.
That doesn't make sense. I don't think that's right.
I think it's all the like salt flats of Utah.
Oh, probably that scene where Jack's going crazy.
Yeah.
That
the actual
scene.
locker. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. I'm jumping slightly ahead.
Because they are in the locker when they're on that beach.
Yeah. Yep.
That's why I was confused.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they also another conflict in this movie, which is dumb, which carries over from the last. Will and Elizabeth, for some reason, he thinks that Elizabeth was into Jack because he saw her kiss him and chain him to the thing. Just talk to each other.
Like, yeah, how hard is that?
Just have a conversation.
So stupid. That's why women shouldn't be allowed to be pirate captains.
Because they don't fucking communicate.
Hey, all you gotta do is talk. You don't have to go fight and feud and just talk.
Yeah.
I mean, but you got feelings. Yeah. Express them.
But also along this trip is Teodoma, the voodoo priestess.
Yeah, I keep forgetting she's on the boat.
She's riding along as well. But they figure out they got to go over this waterfall at the edge of the world.
I believe it's called At the World's End. That's the name of the movie.
Yeah. So they fall into that. And then we get, honestly, when you're watching the movie, it's a sequence you can literally fast forward through. It's just, I think you could have had this movie without this whole entire sequence.
It's so dumb.
It's Johnny Depp as it was just an excuse for Johnny Depp to do a bunch of stupid stuff. Jack Sparrow's in the locker and he's by himself and he's losing his mind because he's seeing multiple copies of himself and just having conversations with himself. It's only just to set up the angel and the demon on his shoulders that he hallucinates later on in the movie. And then some stone crabs come to life.
Carry the boat?
And carry the boat to the beach. That's literally it's like a 12-minute thing that makes no sense.
I started this way too late at night, and I was legit fading in and out of consciousness watching this. And I woke up kind of and went, what?
That's probably the best way to watch it is in that loopy state of like...
My God, yeah, but boy...
So he sees everybody on the beach and he thinks he's hallucinating and starts yelling at everybody and picking people to come on his crew. But Barbossa has the map, of course, to get out. So everybody gets on the boat. And they're sailing along and they see people passing and Teodoma explains that, oh, these are the souls that died at sea. And Davy Jones was supposed to ferry him to the other side, but he's neglected his duty because he's He's a jerk.
He's a pirate.
He's a pirate.
Oh, got tentacles and my stuff.
Oh, and meanwhile, our old buddy Norrington has his job back now, and his old sword.
He's great too. Norrington's
Pretty
the
good.
best.
He has a pretty good arc and turnaround in this movie. I feel.
I'm not talking about the right person, but that guy is great too.
Who were you thinking about?
Whoever Jack's like first mate is.
Oh, Mr. Gibbs.
Mr. Gibbs, thank you. Yeah, I don't know how I got Norrington out of that.
Yeah, he's always great.
Yeah. Where is this where we talk about Calypso?
Kind
At
of.
this point?
This is where this is
because Davy Jones didn't do his job.
yes. Oh no, that is explained on the way there. Mr. Gibbs is the one that
Okay.
I think no, he talks about the Green Flash. That's what it is.
Yeah, that every 10 years someone's can come ashore and be with the woman he loved.
Well, no, this is the Green Flash where like a soul comes back from the dead at sunset. The fable of Davy Jones is he cut out his heart so he could be with the one to ferry souls that died at sea to the other side.
Yeah.
And so he cut out his heart and gave it to Calypso because he was in love with her. Well, I don't think we don't know it's Calypso, but he cut out his heart for a woman, basically, because he was in love with her so much. And he can only come ashore every 10 years to see her.
There are so many weird things with this movie. I don't know if that's. I'm about to get nerdy, and
Go for it.
I really shouldn't. Like, I don't think that's Davy Jones lore
It's probably not
at all. Like, I'm looking it up before
I'm pretty sure they just grabbed the name Davy Jones and the concept of the locker and his ship, the Flying Dutchman.
Like Charon is the ferryman of the river Styx. So that's the passenger of death who takes you to Hades. Well, I guess
that's Greek mythology, I think.
But that's Calypso because Calypso is Greek mythology. That's where I'm like, what? Where does this sit?
Well, I guess they just used pirate lore.
I'm a pirate. I'm Greek. Give me an olive.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, capiche.
But they figure out. Oh, Elizabeth sees her dad. Her dad is killed because he's kidnapped and just being used to sign executive orders. Kind of like our president right now. Oh, boy.
Let me go ahead and say one comment here. Only one person overreacts on that boat, and it's a woman.
Well,
all them other dead people, them people knew. Only the woman.
No, I mean, that was her dad. What the fuck are we talking about?
Yeah, I don't know. I had a good bit that I started writing, and then I can see where I fell asleep, and the handwriting just goes.
We realize this is the land of the dead. Souls are unferried to the other side and are going by themselves because Davy Jones has corrupted his purpose. We figure out that they know that there's a way to get back, but they don't know. So Jack keeps looking, rotating those little circle things on the charts and says up is down. And then they realize, we have to flip the boat upside down at sunset to get back into the world of the living at sunrise.
Another really wild thing to wake up and see.
Yeah.
Did someone hit the boat? What are they doing?
Just everybody hanging on underwater. And
yeah, I was like, they got attacked. They lost. Nope, they won.
So when we get back to the land of the living, everyone starts pointing guns at each other. And they're like, and Barbossa's like, Jack, we got to go meet the pirate lords, and you're one of them, so we're going. And that's that. And, of course, Jack, being who he is, wants to run away and not go to this meeting of the pirates. Because he's a coward.
Don't blame him.
And he's one of again, for some reason, he's one of the pirate lords. I don't know who gave him that responsibility, but
When you can take a turn on your bed that good, you get into the club. And you
Well,
can be okay with it.
when your ex-wife does,
Yeah, and she's a portion of the sea. So.
I think I don't know if no, this wasn't Amber Heard, Johnny Depp yet because she's my age, so she was 18 at the time.
Probably wouldn't stop him, but I don't
That's
think
true.
that.
That's true.
I don't think that's the case.
Uh,
Can I just bring up a random fact that I found
bring up
out
a
at this
random
point?
fact.
Hans Zimmer was doing the score for this movie the same time he was writing the score for the Simpsons movie.
He did the Simpsons movie?
He helped with the Simpsons movie.
What music do you need in the Simpsons movie besides the theme?
Oh man, yeah, great question. $10 question, but
He does.
apparently he was doing the both at the same time. I don't know if it was Ghost doing it or
He probably was doing both at the same time.
he actually did it, but I thought that's the funniest thing. Like during the day, I'm doing Pirates. During the night, I'm doing the Simpsons.
That sounds weird.
Yeah. I just checked it. He did all the music for it. And he didn't ghost nothing. No, he did all.
I guess that's just the life of a composer, because like that's wild. Because he gives us like great stuff like Dune and Batman and Pirates, and then the Simpsons movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Batman v Superman. So we're back and we go ashore, and when you know it, the Kraken's dead. Because
Yep.
Cutler Beckett told Davy Jones to kill it. And that was his baby.
So sad. So sad.
So sad for a squid.
Yep. Calamari. Everyone cut him up.
Mm-hmm. And they go on land looking for something. I can't remember what they're looking for.
They are looking for fresh water.
That's right. They need to resupply.
Yeah. Yeah, they're doing fresh water, but that's where
Sao
Fang and Beckett's men attack.
Yeah. Sao Fang shows up, and it's revealed that Will Turner is a little traitorous little piece of crap. And Sao Fang takes Elizabeth. No.
Fang does, because Jack negotiates his freedom with Beckett.
Oh yeah, someone convinces him that Elizabeth is actually she's Calypso. She's the human form of Calypso. So he takes.
And then that's where Jack throws Will off the ship as soon as they get out. Yeah.
Because he gives him his compass.
Yeah.
And then,
which I assume he's got a plan. Like he's doing it, but there's a plan somewhere.
Yeah. Again, this movie is another complicated, like, this person betrays this person because they want this thing and that thing, and
I don't think it ever pays off. By the way.
I don't.
None of it. It's just kind of like, all right, whatever. We'll see what happens.
Yeah. It just feels like people doing random stuff for no reason.
But don't they find out that Calypso's someone else, right?
Well, later
I'm skipping ahead. Yeah, I'm skipping ahead. Yeah. It's not right there, because that's before this. We've got Elizabeth as the successor to Fang.
Because she's
the pirate lord now.
He makes her a pirate lord because he thinks she's Calypso, so he makes her captain of his ship, and then they get taken by the East India Trading Company.
Yeah,
and
she finds Bootstrap Bill, who's losing his mind.
Bootstrap.
Yeah, still a skateboard, baby.
Great makeup effects.
Yeah, it was great.
Like crustaceans on the face.
It's disgusting.
A zit that pulsates. That's the best way to describe it.
Didn't like it.
That's kind of gross.
Didn't like it.
Really good. And I will say, Davy Jones in this movie still looks as good as he did in the last, because they shot these movies. I mean, they basically made these two movies back to back.
Yep.
In every lighting, he looks good.
Yep.
It's amazing.
Yep. It is a pretty solid VFX.
And this is 2007.
Super rad.
Yeah. Commodore Norrington helps him escape and get back to the ship because he didn't realize that Cutler Beckett had killed Elizabeth's dad because she says, "My father's dead. I saw him in the land of the dead. I was just there."
But don't you worry, Bootstrap Bill kills Norrington right away.
Oh yeah, he's Bootstrap's lost his mind.
Done.
He's a part of the ship, and he keeps saying that part of the crew, part of the ship. That's a
Part of the crew, part of the ship.
part of the crew, part of the ship. And then Norrington gets killed with his own sword because he tries to stab Davy Jones, and then Davy Jones just right there. And now Davy Jones has the sword that Will made in the first movie, which is gonna become symbolic towards the end of this movie.
Yeah, I got so confused. I was like, what's the deal with this sword? I don't even remember. And then I'm like, oh, that's right. That's that sword. Okay, it means something.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah. So now we're at Shipwreck Cove, and there's a really great joke. It's like, this is Shipwreck Cove, where in the town of Shipwreck, it's made of shipwrecks or something like that. There's a whole thing of like, and there's another great joke. Is like, to be pirates, we're not clever at naming things. Like,
Nope.
I knew a geezer lost part of his eye and both of his arms. What'd you call him? Larry.
One of the few only jokes
Yeah.
in the movie.
It's pretty great.
All right, I'm in.
So, we're at the meeting of the pirates. There's a Mistress Chang. There's an African guy. There's a guy from India. There's a Frenchman. There's Barbossa, Elizabeth, and Jack. And we're all just... Jack. They're deciding what to do. Do we go fight? Do we hold up in here? You know, we're very well provisioned, but they could starve us out. They could wait. But the real issue is, do they release Calypso? And then we cut to, because I think Barbossa just went ahead and said lock Teodoma up for some reason, and we don't really know why, but it's heavily hinted at because she grabs his hand and shows him a skeleton. Like, I brought you back from the dead, basically, is what she said. And we made a deal. And then she's visited by Davy Jones. And that's where we get the reveal that she is Calypso.
Yeah.
And he was in love with her because she controlled the sea. And Bill Nighy spends the 1 second of this scene he's not in a gray motion capture suit.
Yeah, that was pretty trippy.
Yeah.
Oh, wait a second. This is weird.
He was an actual dude.
Yeah.
Now he's got a lobster claw.
Yeah.
I love that effect of him like phasing through the bars.
It was awesome. It was good. The CGI is awesome in this movie. The effects, they did it super well. I know they did these two back to back, but I feel like this one's way better.
Mm-hmm. So, in order to vote to go to war, decide to go to war, they have to vote on a pirate king. And it's in the code. And the keeper of the code, as we mentioned before, is Keith Richards, who is also Jack Sparrow's father, who Johnny Depp based the character of Jack Sparrow off of Keith Richards. So it's a real meta.
It's pretty funny.
Full circle moment.
But I do love the humor of, well, we never have a pirate lord because everyone votes for themselves.
Yeah.
And then Jack does the unthinkable and
votes for Elizabeth. And so we shall go to war.
We go to war. God bless us, every one of us. We're going to war, everybody.
We go to war. Everybody heads out on their ship. These ships move really fast for some reason.
That's the power of the Black Pearl, boy. Black Pearl.
We have a parlay, quote unquote, in a little tiny island in the sea. I guess Davy Jones gets around not being able to go on sea by that bucket that they have because he's standing in a bucket. And I was like, I don't think that counts, but I don't know.
That don't count. That's dumb.
I don't make the rules of mythical squid guys. So on one side we have Cutler, Beckett, Davy Jones, Will Turner. On the other we have our Pirate King, Elizabeth Swann, Hector Barbosa, Jack Sparrow. And it's like, we're not really here to make a deal. Well, we kind of are. And there's a back and forth. They swap Jack for Will because Jack still owes Davy Jones years on his crew.
Yep.
99 years. 100 years before the mast. That's what it is.
And that's where Barbosa releases Calypso, though, right?
Yes, when they get back to the ship.
Okay.
That's how the pirates think they're going to win.
Yeah.
And the next hour, literally, is a battle at sea.
It's got some pretty fun parts.
It's great action.
Pretty good parts.
Great comedy within the action. But we'll sum it all up.
Yeah, I was about to say, I can't talk about that.
No,
there's just kind of a big mesh of.
If you really want, there's no way to describe it. You just have to. I would say just look up a clip on YouTube, and sit there for an hour and watch this battle unfold. Basically, at the end, Will gets stabbed with his own sword, and Jack has the heart in his hand.
Yep.
And they're like, oh. And we learn that once you stab the heart, you have to cut out your own heart and replace it because the Dutchman must have a captain.
Will's dad stabs the heart, right?
No, Jack takes Will's hand and puts it on that thing and stabs it.
Yeah, thank you. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, bad notes.
So to bring him back, they use him stab the heart, and he becomes the Flying Dutchman's captain. And everyone loses their shark heads and their starfishes and their crustaceans, and the ship's clean again somewhat.
Dead people.
Yeah. You'd think they would just die because they're not.
And it's okay, well, but now he's got all these dead people in the next world.
Yeah, now they're just all slimy.
But as soon as they blow the Endeavor up, which probably the best scene in the entire movie.
Practical.
Is, yeah. I mean, Corridor Crew, I guess we have to say it every time.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Beckett walking down those steps, that's the tightest shot.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's obviously him on a green, comped in there on a green screen or whatever, but it's so seamless.
It's awesome.
Pretty good finale to a trilogy, I think, but.
Yeah. Definitely gets dumb. But
yeah,
why did you make more? Just
they make money.
Yeah, true.
Unfortunately, those next two sequels did make money.
Yeah,
just not as much as they wanted.
Nowhere near.
Yeah, so Will's the Davy Jones, or is it just Will Turner?
It's Davy. It's William Jones.
Willie Turner's locker doesn't have the same roll off the tongue as Davy Jones.
Turny Willie Jones. So every 10 years he gets to pop up and bang his wife.
Elizabeth. And she is fucking horny, dog.
They got a kid all of a sudden in the post credits.
Like I said at the beginning of the movie, there's implication that she got head right there on the beach.
Yeah, this thing goes haywire.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Spoiler alert for On Stranger Tides. Their son and Hector Barbosa's daughter get together.
Ugh,
and fall in love. So
gross.
Yeah. So that's the pirate trilogy. It kind of goes out with a bang.
Was that a 6-8?
7, I think. It's fair. It's better than the second one because the second one's all set up.
Yeah, that begins this awful trend that Hollywood took of we're always going to have a setup movie for another one. Ha ha ha.
And there's even a setup for the fourth at the end of this with the search for the Fountain of Youth, which we've already covered previously on this show.
It sucked.
It's terrible.
Dude, this was a weird year for movies. Do you know how many thirds came out?
Spider-Man 3, Shrek the Third, this movie. I remember it because I graduated high school that summer, And I remember watching all three of those.
Born Ultimatum, Rush Hour 3,
Wow.
Ocean's 13.
Ocean's 13 was this year.
Ocean's 13 was 07.
Wow.
There was one more third, I thought. A lot of interesting movies that year. No Country for Old Men was that year. That wasn't a third, but I think that might be it. Yeah.
Yeah, there was a lot of like end of trilogies that year.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. And Stars like the 28 weeks later came out that year. I don't know why I remember that.
Really?
God, yeah.
I'm so excited for 28 years later.
Related to that, I'm about to transition to what we've been watching. I got Logan to watch Shaun of the Dead for the first time.
Oh.
So that was great. That's such a fun movie.
It is a great movie.
So good. Just it's fun. I watch it, and it's just like, great movie. I'll just sit back and enjoy.
All three of those, the quote-unquote Cornetto trilogy of whatever, that movie, Hot Fuzz, and The World's End, they're all very good.
Yeah, they're solid. Man, other than that, trying to finish White Collar. It's that point of like all TV shows in that time period where they're really good, and then they last a little too long and they get bad.
Yeah.
And so it's like, all right, it's bad now. It's in this. Thankfully, there's only 6 episodes.
A lot of those mid-2000 shows, like they start out strong, and then towards the later seasons, it's like,
the actors get producing roles.
Yeah.
And then everything.
You can always tell the show's about to end where they start letting the cast direct shows more and more.
Yeah. So I'm can't wait for it to be done.
Yeah.
I think that's really about it, man. I've been busy. Otherwise, still been playing the stupid card game that's on like Steam and everything else called Balatro that I can't quit playing because it's addictive. But
Gotcha.
That's about it, man. How about you?
I'm watching Daredevil still. Just started the 3rd season this morning.
So dang good, man.
It's amazing. Especially that there's a one-take sequence in a prison in the 3rd season, the 3rd episode, I think.
Is that the whole fight?
Kinda. I mean, it's through a prison, and it's like a one-shot thing.
So freaking good.
It's really good. Severance is back.
Okay.
So good. That the season premiere.
I think my plan is Logan's phone is probably going to die soon. And if you buy a new iPhone, you get free Apple TV. So I'm like, all right, I'm going to time this to watch Severance and Silo and then wait.
I was pleasantly surprised by The Wild Robot.
It looks really, really good.
It is amazing.
Okay, well that makes me happy because I'm gonna have to put that up higher on the list.
A robot,
it looks incredible.
A robot and a baby goose made me feel things, and that's pretty good.
Well, pirates on the beach made me feel a lot of things too. Calypso, you know what? I don't know what that means.
Clip myself.
Oh, gross. Okay.
That's pretty much it too.
We're hitting Nick Cage next week. I don't know what we're doing though.
Nicky Cage. I was thinking Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent.
All right, done. Started off with the.
I didn't know if next week you were off or it was the next week.
Next week. Next week I'm in. The next week I'm out.
Gotcha.
So that's cool.
Gotcha. So
yeah, all right. I'm down.
We will record a Nick Cage movie in January, but it won't show up till February. But you know. Is what it is.
Suck it.
Yeah.
Suck it and crap your pants. I don't care.
So, if you have a suggestion for a movie we should do, you can send that to secondtakemoviespod@gmail.com. You can follow us on Instagram @secondtakemovies. Jake, you may have already said it, but do you have any parting words for the audience?
Hey, never forget your dreams. It could snow randomly and you don't even know it.
Yeah. So it happened yesterday.
Yeah, I looked out the window and went, snow.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
All you work from home people had to still work. I didn't.
Yeah, I had to work. It was Great.
But, all right, so we'll see you next week for Unbearable Weight of Massive Talent with Nicolas Cage and Pedro Pascal. See you then.